Mikel, I think it was 25 years ago this week that Arsene Wenger first became the Arsenal manager. Obviously, we know what great success the club had under him. It's been a difficult couple of seasons, but now do you feel that Arsenal is on the right track to getting back to where it should be historically? The foundations are in place again for that to happen.
I think those foundations are in place, and I think those foundations are in place for people like Arsene and what he did for this football club. So when he left, everything didn't go with him. It's a lot of things stayed, and I think the biggest thing that probably stayed is the way that he was able to educate and transmit the values and respect and what this club is about. And I think he was incredibly good at engaging people to believe in what the club was trying to do and what he was trying to do. And he did it in a magnificent way because he played a really attractive football when he was able to recruit some top talents that just glide together in a generation that brought a lot of joy and fun to football world in general, and of course to Arsenal supporters.
You've talked about patience. The other thing that's crucial is perspective. Do people, for instance, who criticise Arsenal, do people need to have some perspective? Bear in mind what you're trying to do. Bear in mind the issues that you may have behind the scenes. Do you think sometimes that is missing from the criticism?
We're in a different moment in our history, and every club has to go through different patches, and we went through the patch that last 18 months with a big COVID situation on the back of a lot of instability around the club in the previous 2 or 3 seasons. So that's a difficult mix to suddenly turn things around and build something incredible. But I'm a big believer this had to happen. For this club, it had to happen. We had to experience this, and that's going to reinforce and makes us much, much stronger. And I can feel that here. I can feel, as you mentioned, what is happening with the supporters, with the generation of players that we have here, with everybody that is involved in the organization. I think it's going to be pretty powerful.
I can see how passionate you are about the club. The fans are obviously so passionate about the club and the history and the badge. Do you feel that the players you have now in your squad, that they feel the same way? They know what it means to play for Arsenal, to wear that shirt, to represent the club?
They give me the reasons every single day. If I not be having that feeling, honestly, I would walk away, because you cannot hide it. I'm who I am, and I have certain feelings, and they need certain feelings and a purpose. Every time they walk through that door of the training ground, why am I here for? What is my purpose? There has to be something related, that it cannot be any financial aspect. And if that's there and that's latent and you can vibe that and you can build from there, then something special would happen. Because now we have real talent in the building. We have cleared a lot of issues that we had in the past, and the focus is just forwards. It's forwards, but knowing that today's decision is going to have any much bigger effect than anything that we do medium long term. So to affect the medium long term, we have to do something right now. That is vital as well to understand any project, because it's not going to happen from the start to finish the way you plan it. So you start to have to walk, and this walk has to be good, and then the jog, and then the sprint, and then you can get into the run that you want.
What about this game today, the North London derby? You've obviously managed in it, you've played in it. Just explain to us what it's like as an experience, to be on the pitch or to be in the dugout.
My skin goes like that. Really powerful emotion, adrenaline, willingness to go out there and make people proud and get the results. And when you do after the back of 95, 96 feelings, it doesn't get much better than that, because you feel completely fulfilled as a professional, because you've done what you're going to do in one of the biggest games of the season. And then because you have the power as well to make a lot of people happy. And that's one of the nicest things that we have in our jobs.
You've played in the Old Firm game, you've played in the Merseyside derby, you've played in the North London derby. How does the North London derby compare to those other games?
They are all different. Obviously, the derbies, when you play in the same city and there is such a rivalry, becomes really, really special. This is a big one, I think, as big as it gets. I've seen atmosphere that have been incredible, but one of my best memories is playing at the Emirates with an atmosphere that was built that it was just go there in the warm-up, go there before the game, and it was just, you feel pure motivation, pure drive from the people, and it gets really intimidating for the opponents. And when you have that feeling, that gives you a really strong feeling and power.
Lee Dixon always tells a really good story about when he first signed for Arsenal before his first North London derby. Tony Adams pinned him up against the wall and said to him, "You have to understand, this is a game that we cannot lose. Losing is not an option." Do you think there's people in your dressing room now who have that same kind of mentality?
I don't think to that extreme like Tony had, because he cannot be forced, and Tony had that leadership, that charisma, that presence, that he could do it, and people could understand in the right way. If somebody else would done it today, probably it would look a little bit strange and even fake. So be yourself and try to transmit what you want to do the same way. He was an exceptional player, but I think an exceptional leader as well, and he had it his own way.
I just want to ask you as well, obviously at the moment things have been going well, results have improved, you haven't conceded a goal, I think it is, for 3 games. The supporters are supporting you, showing you how much they care about the club and how they back your vision and your players. During those bad times when you were getting so much criticism and there was almost a sort of perfect storm of problems at the start of the season, how did that affect you personally, emotionally?
Well, it did affect me a lot till the point when we lost against City, and then I had to put things in perspective, how we lost those 3 games, what happened, what was the team that we had out there, who do we play against, and then try to understand that in life things happen and they come at you, and you cannot choose them, and some of them are out of your control. How you can take them and how much you can benefit from those, that's in your hands. And I said, listen, this is where we are. Let's embrace it. Let's analyze really well what we can do better, what I can do myself better. How can we help all the players better? How can we able to connect with our people in this difficult moment? And spend energy and focus just on that. How we're going to change that situation and how we're going to use this situation to make something even nicer. And just have the feeling, this has to happen because it happened. So it's a reason for it. So you're going to give up, how you're going to do that. And try to reverse it as quick as possible.
Do you think you've developed a bit of a sort of siege mentality? You remember Sir Alex Ferguson always used to have that at Manchester United, where he kind of made it, it's Manchester United against the rest of the world. That sort of, we've got our backs to the wall, we need to come out fighting.
I don't know, I think we have that many people that care so much about this club, that they want to do so well, that they want to change the history, that they want to make people proud, that let's use all these people that are genuinely, that are really the ones that they want to destroy us and put pressure and use nonsense to do what they want to do. We cannot control them. If one day they come on board, great. But let's put, because they really deserve our attention, and they are the ones that can lift in this moment any adversity.
My final question to you, before the game and the hours leading up to the game, what will be the key messages that you will be trying to get across to your players?
First of all, understanding the game that we have to play, and one is the game and the other one is the occasion, and have the right balance to have both of them. And after, when you go out there, that you have to stand up, be yourself, and be counted, because it's a big game.